How do I preserve my online content? Hi everyone, Leo Notenboom here for askleo.com. This question came to me in the context of an individual wanting to ensure that the information that they had posted online, be it a blog or a photo sharing site or any number of different things, would outlast them, would be there for some time after they had passed. Basically, they wanted their online content to be a legacy. The problem is that they, of course, would not be around anymore to manage it, to take care of it. What they wanted was some kind of a solution that would last or potentially last the longest without needing much attention. Unfortunately, it's just not something we can count on. There really is no good solution for this. Any site that we think of today, if you post your content up here, it's free, it will last for a long time. They're all at risk of going down, going away. I mean, we've seen major sites with lots and lots of content just disappear. Think of MySpace and GeoCities and a number of other places from the past. So what really needs to happen in a situation like that is something that I'm going to term a digital executor. By that I mean an individual or an organization who will take on the responsibility of managing your content after you're no longer able to. Managing could simply mean something as simple as making sure that the server is up, making sure that the bills are paid, making sure that your domain gets renewed, whatever those details are. Interestingly, there's another aspect of this that a lot of people don't think about, and that is that technologies change. So in addition to making sure that everything is still working, in some amount of time, the internet will change. Things will change. We'll have different sites, we'll have different technologies, who knows? But the bottom line there is that if you have a body of work that you want to see preserved online, somebody will need to make sure that it can also survive the transitions to newer technologies as they come along. So there really isn't any good solution other than making sure you've got someone designated to take on the role. Now, I will point out what I would call a partial solution because it's imperfect. It doesn't really solve the entire problem, but it solves a lot of them. And that is the Internet Archive. The Internet Archive is already, hopefully, snapshotting your website, your content regularly and keeping a copy of it on their servers. Now, I have to say hopefully because a couple of things. One, they don't snapshot everything. They can't. Many websites, especially like commercial hosting services or photo sharing sites, explicitly disallow them, and they honor that. The other thing, of course, is that they only do it every so often. Depending on your site, how often it changes, they may look for updates every day, as they do for askleo, because I change every day. But if you're only changing every so often, then they may not get around to looking at your site or your content for a month or 3 months or something like that. So anything you do in the intervening time could potentially be lost. And finally, sometimes the pages, the information that they do cache is fragile. I'll just say that it's fragile. In other words, links to other things are sometimes broken. Media isn't always captured along with the web page, so you may get a web page without pictures. If your content is picture heavy, that could be a problem. Now, there is one other part of Internet Archive that a lot of people don't realize exists, and that is that you are welcome to upload your own content. I know several people who do this. It's not easy. And it's not necessarily tailored to like hosting a website or hosting content. It's an archival. It's a library. It's a place where your content can be put and will be preserved. It just may not be as easy to get at. But that's the closest thing that I can come up with that doesn't involve actually having someone take on the responsibility for your stuff after you're no longer able to make sure that everything is still accessible and visible and that the bills are paid. Hope that helps. I hope that gives you a little bit of a direction to go to. For updates, for comments, for related links and more, visit askleo.com/150686. I'm Leo Notenboom, and this is askleo.com. Thanks for watching.